No mai, hare mai, ma loi lele. Welcome to 3 News. Christopher Luxon says Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has, quote, lost the plot. It's a significant toughening of language, and it came in response to ongoing debate around labelling the war in Gaza as a genocide. The conflict has dominated proceedings in Parliament this week, with Green co-leader Chloe Swarbrick suspended for using the word spineless to describe government MPs who didn't back her sanctions bill. Her suspension prompted Te Pāti Māori co-leader Debbie Ngarewa-Packer to drop the C-bomb, the second time it's been used in the debating chamber this year. Lloyd Burr reports on yet another strange day in Parliament.
A small but loud group of Palestine protesters outside Parliament to support Greens co-leader Chloe Swarbrick.
The basic thing that I was asking of government MPs yesterday was to step forward into their conscience.
But she stepped over the line for Jerry Brownlee, who ordered her to leave for calling National MPs spineless.
Then leave the House for the rest of the week.
Happily.
But she was back in the House today.
I invite Chloe Swarbrick to withdraw and apologise for an offensive comment made in the House yesterday.
I won't be doing that, Mr Speaker.
Then the member will leave the House. No, the member will leave the House. Sorry, there's not a point of order at this point. The member refusing to leave the House. I therefore name Chloe Swarbrick. The question is that Chloe Swarbrick Chloe Swarbrick be named. Those in favour will say aye. Aye. The contrary? No. The ayes have it. The member will leave the House.
What ensued was a fiery debate over whether it was a fair punishment. Swarbrick having a surprising ally in Winston Peters.
I do not think that eviction was warranted. That's my position.
Even though he voted in favour of her eviction. Then came this from Te Pāti Māori.
There were many of us that were offended by the word.
A reference to ACT MP Brooke Van Velden's use of the C word earlier this year.
References to girl math and
That didn't breach the rules because she was quoting a news article, whereas Swarbrick's spineless targeted the reputation of MPs.
These are all words that have been used by many other political parties time and time again, as recently as yesterday, the same day that I was outed of Parliament.
That was Labour's Damien O'Connor, who called Peters utterly gutless.
But I've had enough of that. So you can stand up, withdraw and apologise or leave the House, one of the two.
Booted out, but just for the day.
What's the difference between gutless and spineless?
I think you're talking to the difference, but very clearly things are not being applied equally.
There's absolutely no reason to think that he is targeting one person. He said you're out for the rest of the week, and as he said himself, and she said, I'll go gladly. Now she says she doesn't want to go gladly. She's the author of this. Despite the scandal around Swarbrick, or possibly because of it, the Prime Minister's language on Gaza ratcheted up a notch today.
Netanyahu has gone way too far. I think he has lost the plot, and I think that what we're seeing overnight, the attack on Gaza City, is utterly unacceptable.
That's a huge call, though, saying a fellow leader has lost the plot. A fellow world leader has.
I'm telling you what my personal view is. As a human being looking at the situation, that's how I feel about it.
But not good enough for Swarbrick.
Palestinians in Gaza can't eat empty statements. That is not stopping the slaughter. For all of the tough talk, which is finally coming to the fore after 2 years of inaction, the government has yet to put any meaningful substance behind their words.
Swarbrick's choice of words, the reason she'll be working from home for the rest of the week.
Well, I spoke with Chloe Swarbrick a short time ago.
The reason that I returned to the House today is because I wanted to ask the Prime Minister to explain to the people of this country why he is sitting on his hands 2 years into this genocide unfolding in Gaza and refusing to take the action that he is required to under the Genocide Convention.
You weren't able to do that today because you were ejected once again. I want to talk about the vote. New Zealand first voted to eject you, but then Winston Peters kind of offered you something of an olive branch. Did you find that surprising? Did you expect that?
I mean, it would have been great had they acted in the way that they spoke, but these are the political times that we're unfortunately dealing with at the moment. So as we move forward into whatever comes next, because to be frank with you, this is completely unprecedented territory, we will be reaching out across the aisle to New Zealand First to make it clear that we expect that our House of Parliament is a place in which we can have robust debate and hold the powers that be to account, which again, on this kaupapa, is precisely and should be precisely focused on preventing the genocide unfolding in Gaza.
The thing is, though, is that this is sort of taking it away from what you were trying to achieve, right? So are you getting the traction you were trying to gain by doing this in the first place, or have you kind of not helped the cause?
Well, from what we've heard from New Zealanders far and wide, and actually from a number of people internationally who've reached out over the last 24 hours, is that they are proud to see somebody in a position of power holding the government to account, somebody in the House of Representatives holding the government to account, but as much focus as we can possibly put on the humanitarian crisis that is unfolding and continue to remind people that our government can and must do something that looks like recognising Palestinian statehood, but also sanctioning Israel for its war crimes.
Prime Minister Christopher Luxon said today that Benjamin Netanyahu had lost the plot. Probably some of his strongest language he's used in relation to this. Is this a success for you?
I mean, about time. But still, what we are hearing is empty rhetoric. Gazans cannot eat statements. They need substance behind those words. So what we need from the Prime Minister is to put substance behind his words and to sanction Israel for its war crimes. The absolute bare minimum that we can expect is for the government to take the same approach that we did to Russia for its unlawful invasion into an occupation of Ukraine. And that is precisely the basis upon which we drafted the Unlawful Occupation of Palestine Sanctions Bill. It actually copy and paste some of the exact same text from that bill into this one.